Okay guys, quick update with Bitcoin. So the last video was kind of long, so I'm going to keep this one kind of short and sweet, but it's pretty much the same play as the last video I put up. We're going to cover basically what I called in the last one, and then show you where I think we're probably headed and look at a few charts. Guys, we leverage trading. CoinCash is a great option. No KYC, no VPN. If you want to sign up, I'll put up my link now. They are having specials. Now, if you deposit $1,000, you can get $3,000 back to trade with as a bonus. It's 30 slots every 7 days. They also have, if you deposit $500, you get $750 back to trade with. That's 300 slots every 7 days, and you can also get free access to my charts in Discord. If you want to check out this events page, I'll put a link up to it now. All these are will be pinned in the first comment description. If you want to learn how to trade on CoinCat, it's a tutorial video I made. I covered all of the tools that I use and how to protect yourself. If you want to learn how to trade on CoinCat, I'll put a link up to this video now. And remember guys, you can access all these live charts in Discord. Make sure if you do sign up, you can email me through the contact page for Discord invite link. Again, all these links pinned in the first comment description. So again, so this is pretty much the same thing as the last video. In the last video, this was yesterday, I said open above 78,500 to be bullish up to 80,800. This orange trend line. This is a macro trend line, goes back since the beginning of Bitcoin. I also talked about the Dow, that we found support on this ring, and it was likely we would push up, meaning we could possibly push up with Bitcoin. I'll put a link up to this video now if you want to check it out. So that is what happened. We got a daily open above 78,500. We pushed up and got rejected right at this macro orange trend line. So again, like I said, same thing still in play. As long as we're below this point, I would stay bearish. I would watch to see if we get a daily open above or below 78,500. If we get a daily open below 78,500, then we're probably coming back down to test some lower targets. Again, those same targets I gave you in the last video are still in play. So if you want to go back and watch that last video, I suggest you do. I'm just letting you know that this is our key level we're watching again, 78,500. Again, daily open below. We're probably headed to some lower targets. If we get above 80K, we still have a gap above. We'll cover that in just a minute. I would like to point out, so we did get a bounce, as I mentioned, on the Dow from this blue ring. This is on the weekly. If I go to the daily, you can see that we are holding above this. So we need to pay attention and see if the markets continue to push up. Again, as long as we're above with the Dow around 38,646, you know, stay somewhat bullish that we could push up because we still have that gap above. And just like in Discord, basically everything I said in the last video, and this was posted, well, it was same time right after the video, but I was just telling you guys, look, if we get daily open above 78,500, we're headed up to this orange trend line. That'd be the point to go short, 80,900. Dow is holding for now. Watch to see if we get daily open above 78,500. In about 5 hours, that's when I posted this before the next daily open. That could be bullish back up to 80.8K, and that is where you take a short. And that played out, and we're going to cover the gap. So if we're on the 2 hour, so I just want to cover this. So in the last video, I had this on the 2 hour for the gap. So if you're on the daily, to come back up to our previous wick is 81,935. But if you put this on the daily, I mean on the 2 hour, to fill that gap is all the way up at 83,900. So we'll have to see how this plays out. But since we have not filled that gap yet, I do think it's possible we'll push up, but I would pay attention and see if the Dow holds 38,646, meaning we could push higher, meaning we could still have some upside for Bitcoin. This is the hourly chart, guys. So your current major resistance right now is 80,201. Current key support is 76,250. Again, go back and watch the last video. All those macro targets are still in play. Your next major resistance just above 80,200 is going to be up around 83,700, up to the central bullish band on the daily, 84K. And like I said, we do have a gap there, so or close to it. If you go to the bottom of the wick, again, it's around 82K. If you put it on the smaller time frame, you know, we even have a gap up here around 86,000. But just letting you know, we could still push up. Usually they take, if we're going to have more downside, you think they would take out this gap before we have more downside. So just want to point out right now, the Dow is holding above this orange ring. If you see the Dow get below 38,646, and that becomes resistance, then more than likely we're going to see some more downside. But pay attention to see if we get a daily open below. Again, very simple here. A daily open below 78,500 will be breaking down from this channel again, which means we're going to hit some lower targets, and those sort of targets I gave you are still in play. And this is that chart I was talking about. Again, this is our resistance we're currently watching right now, this green line. And this orange trend line goes back since the beginning of Bitcoin. This is what we're watching. If we get above 80,948, if that holds us support, and we're probably going much higher. In the meantime, your next major macro support level is going to be 67,000 to 65,746. I did go into detail about some much lower targets and some higher targets, so I do suggest you watch that last video I put up. Again, guys, you can leverage trading, CoinCatch, great option, no KYC, no VPN. Check out the events page, the specials. Again, all this will be pinned in the first comment description. That's it, guys. Trade safe, trade smart. I'm out.